Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Now in this video I'm going to be building three small projects. The first one is going to be a coming soon landing page. The second one is going to be a webinar registration form, and then the third one is also going to be a coming soon landing page. And what I plan to do is, if the video is too long, then I'm going to upload each of them as three separate parts. But if the video is short enough, then I'm just going to upload all of them in one video. So the link to the repository is going to be posted in the description, and the repository is called website-components-and-designs. I'm going to post the link in the description, so be sure to check it. And in the repository you are going to find all of these files. There are quite a few files. You can go through each one of them if you want. I've just done the 404 page and committed it to GitHub, but then again, if you want to take a look at all of these other files, then you can do so yourself, because they're quite interesting, if I do say so myself. And so what I'm going to begin with is the coming soon landing page, and I'm going to begin with this first one. You can see I have the JPEG here for what I'm going to use as my background image, and then I have my design right there. And remember that all of these designs are courtesy of UI Design Daily. Okay, so right away inside, let me close this and let me close this. Right away inside my coming soon folder, right, I'm going to create a new file inside here called index.html, and then I'm going to create another file called style.css. Okay, and then once I do that, then inside my index.html, then I'm just going to say exclamation and enter using emmet, and then I'm going to link my style sheet. So link my style.css file, and then change this title to coming soon landing page, like that. And then inside the body, I'm going to create a section with the class of showcase. Remember, I'm using vanilla CSS. I'm not using Tailwind CSS. And inside here, I'm going to have a div with the class of overlay. And this div is going to have an h1 that says our site is under construction. So I'm going to say our site is under construction. And then below this h1, I'm going to have a paragraph. Let me see what this paragraph says. I'm just going to say Lorem 15. Simple as that. And then below this paragraph, I'm going to have a button that this is an icon from Font Awesome. I guess I can use a Font Awesome icon, so I would need to import it. So let me just open up Google Chrome here and go into fonts so not fonts but cdn.js. So go into cdn.js.com and then grab Font Awesome. Grab this link tag right there. And then inside my index.html, I'm just going to paste it below my style CSS. And then below the paragraph, I'm going to have a button, and this button is going to be an icon of FAB and FA-Behance, or whatever way that you pronounce this. And then I'm going to save this, and then I'm going to open this up with Live Server, so that we see what we have on the screen, and we have that icon right there. And probably I can add another globe icon so that we also have this, or whatever this icon is. I'm just going to add a globe icon. So right before this, I'm going to say i.fas and fa-globe, globe, not glober, like that. And then finally, probably I can look for something that will act as our logo. I don't know. Let's go into Font Awesome and search for a logo inside here. Let's search for a logo, and let's search for design. Let's see what comes up. Let's use this one, InVision. I'm going to copy that, and then right above this, I'm going to say i.fas. Actually, did I copy it? Nope, I didn't copy it. i.fas.fa-InVision, like that. Let's save that. Let's see what we have. And it's FAB, not FAS, so FAB. And now it should appear right there. Okay, so you can close this down, place this to the side, right, and then place this to the other side as well. And then now what we're going to do is just basically add a bit of styling for each one of them. So inside this, I'm going to target this class of showcase first of all. Let me reset everything by saying margin 0, padding 0, and box sizing to border box. And then I want to target my showcase class, and for the showcase I'm going to say the height for this should be 100 viewport heights. And then I'm going to say the background should be URL, and it's going to be my image, which is coming from /comingsoon.jpg should be it. Let me save that. Let's see. Okay, correct. And then I'm going to set the background repeat to no repeat, and then set it to the center and the background size of cover, like so. It's looking much better. And then for the overlay, so I'm going to target the showcase and then the overlay inside, and I'm going to set the height to 100 viewport heights once again. And the reason for that is because I want to display it as flex, and then so that in order for it to position to the center, then it needs to have a kind of height, which is I've set it the same as my parent element, which is the showcase. So I'm going to say display flex, align and type center, justify content to the center, and then set the flex direction to column, like that. And then I'm going to add a background color here, a transparent background color. So I'm going to say RGBA, and the color for this, actually let me type out the color. It's 111827, so I tell you in dark. And let's see the RGBA value for this, and then just add the opacity here to 0.6. Let's see what we have. And we have this, let's say 0.8 probably. I think 0.8 is more closer to the design. Actually it's even darker. Let me just say 0.9. Let's work with 0.9. And then let me change the text color inside here to be white. So text color to white, just like that. And then I'm going to say text align to the center. Very nice. So once again, I'm going to go inside my showcase and inside my overlay class, and I want to target the H1. Let me just see how I structure this. Okay, I'm going to target this in a moment. Let me target my H1 first of all, and I'm going to increase the size of the H1. So I'm going to say font size, increase this to 46 pixels. And then add a margin of let's say 10 pixels on the top, 0 on the left and right, or rather let's say 10 pixels on the left and right and 20 pixels on the bottom. And then I'm going to target the showcase and then the overlay once of all, and then once again I'm going to target the paragraph. And for the paragraph, I'm going to say add a margin of 0 on the top, 0 on the right, or rather maybe 10 pixels on the right, and then 20 pixels on the bottom as well. And then increase the line height of the paragraph, so line dash height, increase it to 1.6, like that. Increase the font size of the paragraph to probably, let's say, 17 pixels. And actually, let me import a Google font called Poppins. I think it would make this look much better. So fonts.google.com. And then I'm going to import a font called Poppins, like that. So grab this font, and then I'm going to grab the 400 regular, and then I'm going to grab the 700. And then I'm going to grab this link tag, copy this, and inside my index HTML, right below this, I'm just going to paste this inside, and then I'm going to go into the body. So let me add a body property here, a body element, sorry. And then I'm going to say font family, set this to Poppins, and set a fallback of sans serif. And I need to set it on the button as well, because remember the button doesn't take up the parent font family. So set this to Poppins once again, and a fallback of sans serif. Okay, this is looking much better, so that now I can just remove this and it would look like that. Okay, that's almost looking nice. Now let me target the button so that I can style it differently. Let me see how this button is styled. It's transparent. Okay, let's go into the showcase once again and into the overlay, and then I'm going to say for my button, did I give it a class? Did I give it a class? Nope, I did not. So let me target the button, and I'm going to say that for the button, actually the button doesn't have any text, so this is irrelevant. Okay, so I'm going to say that for the button, I want a padding of 10 pixels on the top and bottom and 30 pixels on the left and right. Set the background color to transparent, like that. Set the border to none, or rather let me set the border to 2 pixels and solid, 2 pixels, and solid and white, like that. Let's save that, and we would have this. Set the text color to white. This should be a full column instead of a semicolon, like that. And let me add a transition here, transition properties. I'm going to be transitioning the background color, background dash color, by 0.5 seconds, and I'm going to say ease in out, like that. And then I'm going to target the button hover state. So I'm going to grab this and place it to the bottom and say for the hover state, then I want the background color to be white, and then I want to change the text color back to black, like so that we would have this happening. Look at that. And of course set the cursor to pointer. Right, that looks much better. But then let me separate out these icons just a bit. So I'm going to target the button, and then I'm going to target the icons inside the button, and I'm going to say margin of 0 on the top and bottom and 10 pixels on the left and right, so they separate out just a bit, and increase the font size to 24 pixels so that it looks like this. So this is looking nice, and then finally let's deal with this icon that we have at the top. And remember, it's inside the showcase overlay, and it's called FA InVision. So let me target this, the showcase overlay right before the H1. So I'm going to say showcase overlay. I want to target the class of FA InVision. Increase this to font size, let's say 30 pixels. Let's say 46, make it even bigger, so that we would have this, and it's looking amazing. And on bigger screens it looks like this. And remember that it is 100 viewport heights, so there's no scroll bar that is going to be introduced. So this is looking amazing, and I really do like it. And basically that is it for this first project. Okay, let me close this down, and let me immediately make a git commit so that I don't worry about this later. I'm going to cd into coming underscore soon, and I'm going to say git add all, and I'm going to say git commit -m. This is the complete project, and I'm just going to say git push, which will push it to my git repository, like so that we're now done with this. And probably I'm going to do this second coming soon page immediately, because it's so much similar to this. And this is the background image that I'm going to be using, and then this is now our design. Okay, looking amazing. I can close this down, and then I can close my dev server right there. And right inside this coming soon page, what I want to do first of all is obviously create an index.html file, like that, and create another style.css. And inside this index.html, I'm going to place an exclamation here, of course link my style sheet once again, so link style.css. And then inside here, then I want to say coming soon landing page 2, like that. And we're going to do something similar, where I'm going to create a section with the class of showcase, and another div with the class of overlay. And then this div with the class of overlay is going to have an h1 that says I'm going to say the h1 says coming soon, like that, which is going to be capitalized. Then above this, I want to return an h3, which will have a font awesome icon. So let me go inside here, and let me grab font awesome from this, so that we don't have to keep going into CDN.js. And actually, you know what, let me grab even the Poppins font, because it looks really nice. So I'm going to copy this, and then inside this second coming soon landing page, I'm going to post it inside here. So let me post it inside here, and then for the h3, I'm going to have an icon called FAS and FA-dav, which will give us a semblance of this bird icon that we have right there. And it says we are under heavy reconstruction, but our page will be coming soon. Oh, okay, you know what, I've just realized that probably this is an h1 on its own, but this is inside a span. All of this is inside a span, and then this is an h1 that is made to look bigger. You know what, let me just continue styling it with what I have inside here. I'm going to say what did it say? What did the text say? We are under heavy reconstruction. We are under heavy reconstruction, but our page will be, and then coming soon is going to be at the bottom, sorry. And then below the coming soon, we have, meanwhile, please sign up to our newsletter. So right below, within this very div of overlay, but below the H1, I'm going to add a form element with no action. Oops, form element with no action. And then this form is going to have an H4 that says, or rather than an H4, let me set a paragraph that says, meanwhile, please sign up for our newsletter. Meanwhile, please sign up for our newsletter, like that. And then below this paragraph, we're going to have an input with a type of email, with a name of email and an ID of email, like that, with a placeholder that says, does this have a placeholder? Your email, and then just set this to required so that it doesn't allow empty submissions. And then we're going to have a button with a type of submit that says send, like so. And then below this form, what else do we need? Or connect with us. So I'm going to go below the form, right outside the form, I'm going to add a div inside here and a paragraph that says or connect with us, like that. And then below this, I'm going to have a UL with list items. How many do I need? 1 2 3 4 5 6, so 6 of them. And these are not going to be anchor tags because they're not going to be going anywhere. So I'm going to say the first one is FAB and FA-Facebook. Is it Facebook or Twitter? So Twitter, Tumblr, YouTube. So this is Twitter. And then the second one is i.fab.fa-tumblr. Oops, Tumblr, like that. The third one is i.fab.fa-YouTube. The fourth one is LinkedIn, Facebook, and Pinterest. i.fab.fa- wait, what did I say? LinkedIn, and then this is i.fab.fa-Facebook, oops, like so. And then the final one is fab.fa- what was it, Pinterest, like so. So let me save that, and then I can open this up with live server so that it starts on localhost 5000. Place this to the side so that you can see this as we are styling it. Okay, so let's begin styling this out further. And what I'm going to do is, inside this div, I'm going to give this div a class of social so that we can target it differently. And then this is going to be our form, and then this is going to be our overlay. So I'm going to save that. And then in our style CSS, once again, I'm just going to reset everything. So margin reset to 0, padding reset to 0, and box sizing set to border box. And then for the body, set the font family to Poppins, and have a fallback of sans serif. And then now we have a button that has some text. And then for the button and the input as well, remember they don't take up the actual font family on the body unless specified. So I'm going to send font family into Poppins and sans serif, like so that we have this and we can begin working on this. So I'm going to target my showcase, and I'm going to set the showcase to a height of 100 viewport heights once again, with a background of URL. This will be coming from ./comingsoon.jpg, correct? And then set the background repeat to no repeat and center and cover, like so. Okay, so let's save that so that we have this. And then I'm going to target this the showcase overlay class. So overlay, like that, and I'm going to set the height to 100 viewport heights, and the same reason as before, because I want to display flex on this, and in order that it's centered, then it has to have the same height as the parent element, that it goes to the center of the parent element. So I'm going to say display flex and align item center and just high content to the center, like that. And then of course set the flex direction to column, like so, so that we have that. And then let me just reset this by removing the bullets on the UL. So I'm going to say for the URL, then I want the list style type to be none, like so. Okay, looking nice, looking nice. Now what I want to do is let's see what you can do. Let me set the body font for the body text color to be white. Set it to white so that this happens. Okay, and then I want to target the H1 on the showcase overlay. So the showcase overlay, I want to target the H1, increase this font size to maybe 46 pixels. Let me set the font weight to 400. Font weight to 400. Okay, and I've just noticed that this has a font weight, a very light font weight, and then this is a bit thicker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside here and place this inside a span, like so that I can now grab the span by copying this down and target the span like that and set the font weight to 700. 700 was it? Okay, so that we have this, and coming soon is the soon is below the coming, right? So I'm going to say display block on this so that it will go to the next line, and then I'm just going to go into my H1 and say text align center. That we have this. Actually, no, let me text align center on the overlay so that it aligns to the center everything, like so. And then once it does that, then let me see what else we can do to our design. Let's see. Was this a paragraph or a heading? Let's see this. Let me change this to be a paragraph so that it's lighter font weight. And then I'm going to target this first paragraph. Let me give this a class of desk so that to mean description. Okay, so that I can target it differently, and I'm going to go inside the overlay, so the showcase and the overlay class, and I want to target the paragraph that has a class of desk. And let me just specify that it is indeed the paragraph that has a class of desk, where I'm going to say set this width to let's say 300 pixels, and then set the margin to auto, like that, so that it centers, so that we have this something breaks. What breaks? What is it that breaks this? Margin auto is what breaks it. Margin auto breaks it. Okay, so let me remove this, and then let me set this. Okay, so the height, so the width is still 300 pixels, but then I want this icon to be bigger in size. So let me go inside the my paragraph. Is it inside my paragraph? Right, and I want to target the class of FA Dav inside my paragraph. So I'm going to grab this. Actually, let me just grab this, paste this down, and I want to target the FA-Dav and set the font size of this. Let's say font size to 64 pixels. Make it insanely huge, like so. Okay, and then I've just noticed that probably I want this to be a flex item so that this doesn't this text doesn't go below this. Let me see if I can do that. Let me say display flex, and then align items to the center. Okay, so that we have this, but then again I want to remove this width so that it doesn't limit everything all too much. Let me go inside my showcase. Actually, you know what, let me just do it inside this paragraph, where I'm going to set the padding here of 0 on the top and bottom and 20 pixels on the left and right, so that this pushes inwards just a bit, so that we have this looking very nice. And then let me reduce the size of this paragraph, so I'm going to set the font size to, let's say, 14 pixels. Okay, 14 is too small. Let's say 15. 15 should be fine on small screens. And then now let's deal with our coming soon H1 right there, and I want this to be even bigger. So instead of 46, let me say 64. So this is 64 pixels. Okay. Let me reduce this line height. I don't like this space inside here. Let me say line height for this to be 1.3. Let's say 1. Yep. Okay, 1 is much better. And then let me say padding on the bottom. So padding dash bottom Let me set it to 30 pixels, push it away from this just a bit, and then let me see how this design looks. So we have this, sign up for a newsletter, okay. And then okay, so basically this sign up for a newsletter is correct. We just need to deal with the form. So let me go inside the overlay class and target the form. So I'm going to say that for the showcase, I want to target the overlay class and I want to target the form, and inside the form I want to target the input, where I'm going to say the background color for this is going to be transparent, and then set the border to 2 pixels, solid and white. Set the padding for this to be 20 pixels, too big, let's say 10 pixels. And then I want to target the placeholder text. Actually, let me just target the text color here, set it to white, okay. And then I want to target the placeholder text, so I'm going to grab this, and below this we can target the placeholder by placing double colon and saying placeholder, like that. And then I'm going to change this color to white, okay, so that we have that. Let me increase the font size here. I said there's no need to increase the font size, really. We can just leave it at that, so that once we have this, then I want this button to push inwards. So let's target the button. I'm going to grab this, paste it downwards, and I'm going to target the button, and I'm going to give this button a background color of white, a text color of blue, and a margin left of -10 pixels, so that we have that. And then I'm going to give it a padding of 10 pixels, so that it's the same size as our input. And then I'm going to say the border should be 2 pixels and solid and white, so that it looks like that, okay. And then I'm going to say text dash transform and set this to uppercase, like so, okay. Looking almost nice. Let me just increase the letter spacing. So I'm going to say letter spacing, set this to 1 pixel, so that these letters are not so close to one another, so that we have this. And then for the hover state, once again, I'm going to grab this, paste it at the bottom, and target the hover state, where I'm going to say the background color should be transparent, the text color should be, actually the text won't change, and then set the cursor to pointer. And then of course let's add a transition here. So I'm going to say transition the background color by, let's reduce this, let's reduce the time by 0.2 seconds, and just say is in out, like so, so that we are going to have this, but this breaks just a bit. So instead of having the background color to be transparent, let me say the opacity should be let's say 0.9, so that now inside here we are transitioning the opacity, like so, so that we have this, okay. That's looking much better. And you can see that because of our HTML5 validation, then we have this if we try to submit the form without filling in the input, okay. Now let me target this paragraph inside the form, so that I can just add a bit of spacing between it. So let me go inside here, copy this, and then right above this I'm going to target the paragraph. I'm going to say padding on the bottom to be 5 pixels, or rather on the top and bottom to be 5 pixels, and 0 on the left and right, okay. Let's say 10 pixels. 10 pixels is much better. And then let me see where this lies. So this deal with the class of social is what we're going to work with next. So right inside there, I'm going to target the showcase once again, the overlay, and then the deal with the class of socials, like that. And I want to target the paragraph, so that I can say that padding on the top and bottom should be 10 pixels and 0 on the left and right. Is that correct? It's social, not socials, it's social, so that we have that, okay. Looking nice, looking nice. And then once I have that, then I want to target the UL within this very same class. So I'm going to copy this down, and I'm going to say display flex, like so. And then I'm going to say align item center and justify content to the center, like so. And then I'm going to grab this and target the list items, where I'm going to say margin of 0 on the top and bottom and 10 pixels in the left and right, so that we have this looking amazing. And then of course now the only thing that we have to do is scale it up, and notice how it scales up immediately because everything is already text aligned to the center. but I just want to increase the font size of this and then for this as well. So I'm going to add a media query here, and I'm going to say at media and min width of 1024 pixels. Then I want to target this paragraph. I think it's the one that has a class of description. Is it this one? Right. So p overlay description. I want to increase the font size probably to 18. So I'm just going to copy here and say increase the font size to 18 pixels. So this becomes bigger on bigger screens, and then target this H1, increase its size once again. And where is that H1? The H1 is right here. It has a default font size of 64 pixels. I want to increase it even further by saying the font size here, set this to 96 pixels. And we have this, and it's looking amazing. And just like that, we have our second project down. And I want to make a git commit right away. So let me do that by going into my terminal and saying cd into coming _soon_2, and I'm just going to say git add all and git commit -m, and I'm going to say coming soon to complete. And I'm going to say git push like so, and it's looking amazing. Okay, I'm going to clear this terminal and then close it down. And finally, for the third project, what I want to do is just create this form for this webinar, right? I'm going to create this and probably this as well, but I'm not really making any promises. The thing about this that I liked is this form, and it looks very nice. Okay.